Welcome back to the channel, everyone. It's Diogenes, bringing you another daily review of the Nasdaq using our trusted moneymaker setup. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Discord. It's free. The link is in the description below. To start, let's take a quick look at the overall market conditions for the Nasdaq. Yesterday, Thursday the 25th, we saw some interesting movements that provided us with great opportunities. So I started the day somewhere here at 3 a.m. I had in mind that we were making lower lows on the M12. This was the structure on M12. So I started the day here, and I knew price was mitigating somewhere in this 50%. So since price closed there, I knew we were just pulling back to somewhere in this 50% or somewhere deeper, and then take the low again. So having that in mind, we saw that price started to break structure here on the M1. Just like in the structure video, right? Price again came to the breaker, mitigation block, whatever you want to call it, this unicorn setup by ICT. And then we created another structure. Okay, so price is bearish. We have an internal bearish structure or bearish zone. This one-to-one was pretty obvious. Okay, 28 points to start the day with. Right, very good trade. It took some time. It was playing, but London is London. Okay, then we broke structure again here. There is a minimal candle closure here, but for me it was a break of structure, right? Because although we didn't break the real structure here, but order flow is bearish, and in bearish order flow we wick the highs and take the lows. So by experience I know that this wick is actually a close under this manipulation. Like these wicks were just manipulation and this was a close, right? So this was another trade to take, but I respect my rules, and although I knew that we will respect this 50% and fall, I didn't take it. Why? Because we didn't have a real close under this. Okay, we could have wicked this low and went back to mitigate this unmitigated origin before coming back again, right? Okay, now we took this higher time frame low. What do we expect? We expect an accumulation or a change of order flow. What do I mean by this? Is that I will never trust a zone that will be created after taking this low. Okay? I will never take those trades. Instead, I will wait for price to provide more informations and then act following the higher time frame. So on M12, I knew this was this zone. We created this zone, this bearish new zone. Okay, so here price needed to accumulate or do whatever and then reach for this 50%. Okay, so order flow now when we take this high is bullish till we mitigate the 50% of the last M12 zone. Okay, so I was waiting for a beautiful zone, simple one, and this showed itself. So this is another beautiful 1-to-1. Okay, here you go. Beautiful, 1-to-1. Why? Because we know price is reaching for this 50%. There is also this left unmitigated SNDR that gave the 1-to-1. That's a bearish one, but I don't take trades counter the order flow, and like knowing that we are reaching higher, why risk stupidly money here? In the same following the same idea, we had this beautiful A++ moneymaker setup here, bullish one. It gave the 1-to-1, but I knew we were coming from the 50% of a higher time frame zone, so I didn't risk it. I knew this will give the pullback to the breaker, but I didn't risk it and was waiting gently for easier trades. Some easy trades that are following the narrative, right? Narrative always comes first. So after some time, I saw the creation of this beautiful zone, bearish zone again. Took a small scalp here, quick 1-to-1. Then we created this beautiful zone. This one had accumulation, first tap, move, and then we tagged the 50%, which made it a beautiful zone to risk more money on it. So I risk double here in those zones, right? Beautiful 1-to-1, okay? And I was waiting for this high or this low to be taken, okay? I knew we had this unmitigated origin, right? So I was waiting to see what price will do. Are we going to take all of this now, or are we going to range more? Because we left this little clue, right? So the moment we didn't take this low and we took this internal low, I knew we started a range. So I knew we're ranging between, on higher time frame, this was top of the range, and this was bottom of the range. Okay, so when I know that we're having this kind of price action, I always trade with less risk, okay? And all my trades, most important one, need to be in the top of the range or the bottom of the range. I can take quick scalps at the 50%, but I really risk less. So, knowing all of this, we had this high here that got swept, okay? So after sweeping this high, this was this SNDR responsible of sweeping it. So the moment we take it, this for me becomes a zone from here to here, right? Surprise, we tag exactly the 50% and fall, okay? That was a trade, a 1-to-1 again. This is how you trade the ranges, by the way. You look for the high that got swept, you look for the SND that was responsible of taking it or sweeping it, you wait for it to break, and that's your zone. You take your first trade, or you always get another chance to get in, right? You will have another zone that will be created, but you need to be sometimes you don't need to be like needy. In ranges, price is like heavily attacking, heavily seeking lows or highs at top of or bottom of the range. So they usually won't tag you at the 50% because price is like want to reach this low very fast. Okay, so we took this low we again closed above the SNDR that was responsible of taking that low. We can argue it was this whole zone, this whole thing, okay? And it was like something really strong that took this low, okay? So unfortunately, we didn't tag the 50% till we took another important high. It was this one, or those equal highs, okay? So since this was an important zone, you could have taken, or it was also an A++ money maker setup. For the guys that recently joined or don't know about the A++ moneymaker setup, I invite you to go and watch the moneymaker video. Okay, so quick 1-to-1 from this A++ zone with accumulation, displacement, and first stop, SBS, everything you want. Okay, it was a bit counter trend and risky because I don't like to trade ranges from top to bottom and ping pong everything. I like to take only trades pro trend that I know that we were bearish on higher time frame, and unfortunately they didn't give me a 50% short in here, right? So this trade I didn't take, okay? But it's a good A++ money maker. I was driving at the time, but yeah, I missed it. Okay, so what happened? We took again another higher time frame low, okay? So what do you know? We will accumulate or create fake zones that will be taken, okay? So we had this first zone created. What do you know? Okay, if you took this one, you would have taken like the 1-to-1. I think they tagged the 50% here and moved. But trust me, don't play those zones after taking those higher time frame lows. Instead, play with the new order flow, okay? Now, this was 10 a.m. New York, okay? We were waiting. No zone is created. When you don't have a zone or a setup in your time frame, and this is especially valuable for New York, always drop down time frames and you will see your setups, okay? So New York is usually happening on the seconds time frame, right? So this was your first, okay? This is where we changed the order flow, okay? So this was your first swing, your second swing setup. Here we never came back. Here we never came back to this bullish zone, right? So it's unmitigated. We created a zone and then another new zone. Did the first step, SBS perfectly. So another setup from here, okay? So I'm in New York, especially between 10 and 11. I don't know if you guys know about the silver bullet ICT thing, you know? Price likes to go in a trend, okay? So don't be afraid to take a new zone created, because price is usually in a hurry to take something, so it won't go back to your precedent unmitigated zones like this. Don't be like sitting here and still waiting for a setup, okay? It can take you out and go mitigate there, but it will be just one loss, and then after you will have a dealing range, which will be your high probability range. You will try to risk doubling that and you will have your money back and more, okay? So this was our last range, okay? No 50% tap, unfortunately, again. again, following our structure, right? No, no 50% mitigation again, okay? Here again, no 50% mitigation. But now I started worrying because why? We were again in this higher time frame, 12-minute zone, okay? So bearish, okay? So here I was worrying, I won't take any trades here because I'm waiting now for price to show more bearishness, okay? I don't know what market is doing, I'm just following structure, right? So the moment they took this protected high, this was it, I think here, yeah. So the moment they took this protected high, I went to the 12-minute, right? Let me clean this for you guys. The moment they took this, okay, I was waiting to see more information, okay? So here they wicked and kept playing, but I never trusted, okay? I always wait. Now I know that price flipped. So we have now our bullish zone flip. Now granted it's the first flip, you know, it can be a fake flip to some kind of higher time frame FVG, okay? But it's still a flip, okay? So we take the protected high. What do we expect? Some accumulation, and then after a change in order flow. Again, same story over and over and over. So I'm not taking any bullish trades anymore, and I'm waiting for price to give me some bearishness, which is what happened here. Okay, so this was at 125, and what do I always tell you about 130? Price likes to reverse and attack the stop loss of the guys that were profitable in the AM session. Okay, so which works with our narrative. Okay, so let's talk bearish setups. We have our bearish zone here. Let's see what happens. We are accumulating under the zone. Again, no 50% tag, but we tag again the unicorn, the breaker, and leave the origin unmitigated, which is something price usually do when reversing. So this was a new created zone. We will wait for the price tag in the 50%, but we unfortunately never tag it. Like I said, price is usually going fast to attack the guys that are profitable and take their stops. Okay, so no setups again, and it's almost 3, so I just went angry and yeah, didn't take any trade after. Okay, so that was it for yesterday's price action, and overall yesterday was a successful day trading the Nasdaq with our moneymaker setup. Remember, consistency and discipline are key in trading. If you found this review helpful, make sure to like the video and leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to join the Discord server for more in-depth discussions and real-time trading updates. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.